move a little closer to him?
Sure.
The Elgin boys being
God!
interviewed.
Don't just start with the Elgin shit.
Does Dylan know how we met?
Don't even bring it up. Please don't bring it up.
I want to know.
Choir baby.
Please don't bring it up, man.
Choir baby.
Because then people are gonna think we're religious.
No.
Wait, choir?
Yeah, we were in a choir group together.
Yeah.
In Spanish.
In Spanish.
And I remember that one time I tried to like sing in Our Father in Spanish, and I like
Oh my God.
I messed it up.
Padre nuestro que estás en el cielo, santificado sea tu nombre. Okay, enough Catholic talk.
Oh no, we're gonna talk about a lot about that.
You want a shot, right?
Yeah, sure. Why not? Let's make it more interesting.
Whatever. I didn't even look at what the beer is yet.
Okay. Cheers to a good episode.
Yeah.
To a good ArtCast.
Reunion. Hey, that's pretty good.
New Amsterdam. Top shelf from the bottom shelf.
Well, let's get the beer.
So the Dolly exhibit.
What is this? Righteous Red? What is...
Red L Church Street
You just picked the weirdest looking
from
labels,
Itasca,
don't you?
Illinois.
I can see the rainbow.
Alcohol 5.3% by volume 37 IBU. Crafted and packed in Itasca, Illinois.
Not bad.
So this is an ASMR kind of.
There's a portion of it, yes.
And a mukbang.
Oh, the
Mukbang?
Is that what it's called?
It's where you eat food on...
Oh, yeah, and
Yeah.
they start talking about it? Yeah.
I've been watching some videos of that.
I binged a bunch of Iron Chef Dad on YouTube this morning. Have you guys heard of that YouTube channel? It's
No,
like the
I haven't.
Iron Chef.
Yeah, and then the son is like, Dad, can you cook for $1?
Oh,
Yeah.
is that
I
the
didn't
guy?
see anything
I've seen
about
it on
money.
TikTok.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of it on TikTok.
He was like bringing him like a McDonald's or a Taco
Yeah.
Bell meal and having him make it gourmet.
Yeah. The same guy we're talking about. I
Oh,
like...
shit.
what?
You're not recording.
This is no. I mean, this is just right in the way of the shot, so I need to move.
Oh,
Or you can just put it that side.
That'll be in the way of my shot.
Okay. You got a point there.
yeah.
I'm just gonna handhold. Fuck it.
I've been on like just going to the gym more, and I've been watching a lot of like, body lifting
Podcasts?
podcasts, but also like vlogs,
Mm-hmm.
and like some of them try to like eat
Yeah, get closer to the mic when you're talking.
like mud. What do you call it?
Mukbang?
Yeah.
I think it's what it's
Where
called.
they eat like banned foods and stuff like that. Yeah.
Banned foods?
Yeah.
What are banned foods?
Like like foods that you can't that have what do you call it? Like chemicals that you can't eat, like red dye or whatever. Yeah.
Foods without it?
Yeah. Or like foods that have it that are banned in some countries.
Oh,
Yeah.
banned. Okay, banned foods, like food that is banned.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna crank up Berto's mic.
Okay.
Which one is yours?
I'm a very soft-spoken person.
I think it's number 3.
1, 2, 3.
Test. Is that better?
Yeah, that's
Oh,
so much
God.
better. Yes. The
Hopefully
louder
I
it gets,
have
the
headphones
quieter it'll
on.
be. The quieter.
You were hoping you would have headphones?
Yeah.
But why?
So I don't have to hear myself.
That's what it would. That's what you'd be hearing if you were on a podcast with headphones. You're hearing your own
really?
voice.
Yeah.
It's for
I thought
monitoring.
it was for like just hearing everyone else.
And us, and the individual. But what'd you think of the beer?
This one is pretty good. I like IPAs.
It's a red ale.
Or red ale.
The album art's kind of cool, but also kind of lame. Let's hold this up to the
I
camera.
think the more percentage, the better.
Mm.
That's usually
Bang for your
my
buck.
methodology when I'm ordering a beer in a bar or a restaurant. I'll just pick the one with the highest
Yeah,
alcohol
right.
content.
Especially like if you're at a Sox game or Bulls game, like just give me the IPA. Like get more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What you doing there, Oscar?
I'm thinking about drawing while the podcast happens.
Oh, sure.
Just trying to figure out which pen is the best one.
Oh, we haven't introduced the podcast yet.
Oh, this is the ArtCast, episode 5.
Our
Starting.
guest today is Roberto Martinez.
And who
Berto
are you?
Martinez.
Tell me more about you. Who are you? What is art to you?
What is art to me? Oh
We're
my
jumping
gosh.
right in with that.
Wait, that's a loaded question.
Jesus. Let him enjoy his beer first.
Oh my gosh. I'm surrounded by art every day.
What do you mean? What art are you surrounded by?
So, I'm a photographer, local photographer. I've been doing that since 2010. We went to SAIC together. That's like how we reunited, and then graduated in 2016. And then since then, I did commercial stuff, and now I'm freelancing. And by being surrounded by art, I'm working at an auction house, Hyman Auctions, and I see art all the time, and I'm shooting the items and stuff. It's pretty cool. Yeah.
Oh.
What kind of art is it?
It's like the other day I was shooting a Picasso ceramics piece.
It's awesome.
Kind of
Original?
cool. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Do they shoot stuff on that really rich black background that I've seen on your website? That's the Heinemann backdrop,
they do that for like the antiquity stuff,
like
Like-
dinosaur skulls.
yeah, or like things that are like 1,000 years old, things that are more classic
What's
stuff.
1,000 years old that they sell?
Oh man, it's like little sculptures that are from Egypt or Asia, like.
Wow.
And then a lot of it also is like old coins too that I photograph that are like worth thousands of dollars. Like a 50-cent coin can cost so much more. People are really into collecting now because since the pandemic, everyone is really into that. So like they've been making a lot of money from that. And like, but what I've been enjoying a lot is looking back at like, because everything's categorized and like there's the visual art is what I've been really looking into, like just seeing stuff that like inspired me, like the other day, I was like shooting a Bruce Newman sculpture. You know Bruce Newman, right? It's like
Yeah.
he does those LED lights and stuff. And like,
Okay. So was it one of the LED pieces?
no, I wish it was. They have one. I didn't get to shoot it, but they had the sculpture with like it was like on a stair platform, and like a figure is just laying on that stair platform, and it's like $80,000. And they were like, "Hey, this is really hot. We need you to shoot it real quick." And I'm just
really
like, okay.
hot, like it's gonna sell.
It's gonna sell, yeah, for like a lot of money.
Damn.
At least $80,000. And they just throw it on the table like nothing. I'm just like, damn, like okay, like it looked like it was like bending a little bit while just sitting there, So, yeah,
Wait, so it's an auction house. So people, do they hold live auctions for
yes,
stuff?
all of it is live. Every week they have live auctions.
Can people also bid? From
Is it
the
online or
internet?
in person?
Anyone can bid, yeah,
Is it online or in person?
online, all online basically, yeah.
Okay.
I think there's like a crowd that comes in and like does the physically bids and stuff.
Where are they based? Like,
Uh,
are they? They're a Chicago.
Yeah, they're in the West
company? West Loop.
yeah. So I've been doing that, freelancing for them. It's all right. Like, there's all sorts of stuff to shoot. When it comes to antiquities, been shooting a lot of porcelain stuff, like the Chinese things that they export from there, and yeah.
Do you handle the lighting of the objects
Yeah.
too? That seems like the hardest part, or most important part,
Yeah.
or one of the most important parts, just to get the light, especially on something shiny or
Oh yeah, yeah.
see
yeah.
through or with reflections.
Well, like for me, I've been doing it for like 7 years now, and like it's kind of just like it's funny because if I went there out of college, I would have failed completely because I didn't really understand lighting yet, you know. But I've been there for like half a year now. But I went through so much more in studio work, and then getting there to freelance, I knew already, like, you know, in my sleep, I know how to light things, you know. So it you know, they really like what I'm doing, and I'll shoot like 30 items a day, and get that going. Yeah. Yeah.
What's the typical lighting setup for a 3D object?
For 3D objects? It depends, really. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's the most number of lights?
So like if it's porcelain, if it's something that's like, you know, very shiny, you just 2 soft boxes, 2 lighting sources.
What's a softbox?
Softbox
Let me
like,
warn you, as we were preparing to record, to talk about you, we don't know that much about the photography world.
Oh, okay.
We do know some stuff, but we're like...
Well, think of like
what
a
should
ring
we
light,
say?
but with like a big box that has like a, you know, like a white sheen, you know.
So it's a more soft, diffuse light.
Diffuse light, right?
How big is a softbox?
I mean, it could go from like, you can go all the way to, you know, 6 feet to 3
Whoa.
feet. Yeah. Depending.
Is
on
there such thing as a hard box?
a hard box? No. A hard box would be like, so like a soft box, so a beam of light, a hard box would be like, you know, 1 beam of light, where a soft box, you're diffusing it into a bigger object, you know. So that's why it's easier to shoot like porcelain, like big vases and stuff with soft boxes to get an even light on it. Yeah. So I'm teaching you guys photography, huh?
Yeah, we are. Well, Oscar took some photography in college.
I still got to develop some of my old rolls that I have. I got like 2 or 3.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
still got to develop them. They're like 7 years old now.
Yeah, I mean, I've been there's a lot. The good thing about living over here is like there's so many film labs that can develop your film.
Yeah, there's one in downtown, right on Wabash.
Central Camera.
Yeah,
Central Camera, yeah.
Thinking about going there like during my lunch break.
Go to-
since I work close to that.
I like Bellows. Bellows in Wicker Park. It's $10 to get your film developed, and then another $10 to get it scanned, and they'll send you the digital files.
Nice.
Yeah, I've been going there a lot lately.
So you still shoot film,
Yep,
but at work you're shooting digital, right?
at work it's digital. Yeah, I'm shooting every day. Yeah,
Both for your own personal
yeah.
photography.
I mean,
and
more
work?
more for commercial stuff, but yeah, I try to shoot a lot of film. In the pandemic, I was trying to, like, you know, there was nothing to do, so I would just go for walks and shoot film. So
Get a motorcycle.
yeah.
No, you didn't get a motorcycle. We went bicycling and all that
Wait,
stuff.
what?
Sorry, I'm just going on a tangent. I remember seeing there was a moment where you took a lot of pictures and you posted on Instagram where you just went on a bike ride.
Oh,
and
yeah,
took
yeah,
lots
yeah.
of them. Those were really nice.
Thanks,
One thing
man.
I like when you go outside, you obviously you're taking advantage of nature and
Mm-hmm.
you're using nature's lighting and using it to your advantage. So.
Yeah, I like going for walks and just shooting.
What's your go-to film camera?
I still use a Pentax K1000.
What country is that? What country are they from?
Japan? Pentax?
Good question. I don't know.
Because is there like a rivalry of
fact check
is there a
right there.
rivalry of like which country's better when it comes to cameras?
I mean, there's the Germans and the Japan. Yeah, there's a competition for sure.
That was my mom's
And
film
Americans.
camera, Pentax. I don't know what.
K1000?
I don't know the type, but
Oh yeah. No, it's like a very hefty. Like, you know, if I drop it, I don't feel bad because it's gonna be fine. Yeah.
And lenses, 35 millimeter.
I think it's a 50. It's a 50 in there. Yeah.
50s are weird. My girlfriend has a
Yeah.
nice like Canon DSLR, and her main lens is a 50, and it looks great on like people and portraits, but I find it really hard to use if I'm like using it to take a picture of a painting I made or
Yeah,
something.
personally, I like 35, even 18 millimeter.
Whoa,
It's a lot
that's
more
very
fun.
wide angle.
Yeah, but but if you get close to your subjects, it kind of gets distortion that you. I don't know. I dig it more. I like more distorted.
yeah.
And, yeah.
Wide
everything
angle's where
being
it's
sharp.
at.
Yeah.
If I was to get a nice lens, I think I would go for something like an 18.
Yeah. Yeah, but like I just like going for walks and shooting film, because it's just hard to. So working in a studio, every day commercially, I just get tired of, just yeah, like I need to decompress and.
Yeah, because
You
I
know what I
remember
mean?
that moment in your
Yeah.
life where you were just getting tired of the commute, and also
Right,
just
yeah.
not only the commute, but you were tired of it was killing your artistic soul doing that
Right,
commercial
yeah.
artwork. So
Plus,
what
I
did
was
you do
commuting
to?
to Elgin too, and
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. But what did you do to relive your artistic child to keep that creativity soul keep on going?
Yeah,
Because I know it was a really hard part of your life.
well,
Not
like
hard, but
yeah, I mean, after school, graduating at SAIC in 2016, I kind of like went into like an art block where I just was like that school just fucking fried me.
Do you relate to it?
Yeah, dude.
I definitely know the feeling of like you're in this community or like program where you have to make art and
Right, yeah.
talk about it and show it to people, and it's once you get out, it can be very disorienting that you'd like
Yeah.
to
Plus,
have
I
the
was-
desire to make it.
I was directing, a gallery in Elgin, and that was taking a lot of my time too. I mean, it was great. It was amazing, like getting to help out the community there and helping, connecting with other artists and like a lot of people that were in my same, like students were trying to get their work out, and now some of them are tattoo artists and or working commercially. It's pretty cool to, help them out to get into their career paths. So yeah.
Are you still involved with the gallery? Do you still do
Not since
curation? Or
not since
anything?
like 2019, like right before the pandemic. Yeah,
Gotcha.
yeah. But I do want to like start like my own space where, just a small space, a studio where we could do like art shows or even have like photography, like headshots or something small like tabletop sceneries or still lives. That'd be really cool. Yeah.
A little wine and shoot, sip and shoot.
Yeah, sure.
Do they?
I actually
they
did
have
that
for
recently.
Wait, that's a thing.
No,
I know sip and
it would be
paint is a
cool.
thing, but sip and photography, is there a market?
I think there is. No,
You would think there would be.
the
There's
paint and sip thing is
It's a big business.
Yeah, we were me and my wife. We were like for our Christmas present. My brother, he took us to paint and sip, and like yeah, we did a double date, and it was actually a lot of fun.
Aw.
Yeah.
What'd you paint? A sunset?
No, it was like a beach view, and you can get kind of creative with the sky and the water. It was fun. Yeah.
You know what's crazy is you can get drunk really fast.
Yeah, I mean you would think that would be the case where you just it would be relaxing and stuff, but
Yeah.
it was fucking chaotic. Like trying to paint a sky and like we were so me and Christine, we were like trying to just get so much like we're artists ourselves, and we were trying to get it perfect, and like my brother and his girlfriend, they were trying to just like it was like therapeutic and whatever, but for us being competitive, we're like, no, we want it to be like precise.
Isn't that interesting how a certain perspective of people use art to be therapeutic, but there's other people like me, it's really
It's
anxiety
stressful.
driven.
Right, yeah. I only had one beer. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. It was crazy.
could you have had more if you wanted? Like, how does that work? Is there a bar that you go?
There's
up
a
and get
bar. You
drinks?
go walk over. You get your drink. Yeah, but it was so hard to like get the scenery right. But it was like an abstract piece where maybe if we picked like a sunset, something that's not
But you said
so.
it was a beach scene, but
It was a beach scene,
abstract.
but it was like very detailed. I could show you a photo, but
Yeah, you should send us a photo so we can put it in the video of the
it was
podcast.
so difficult. But yeah, that was the first time I painted since like ECC, like the community college that I went to before SAIC. And
Did you guys go to school there together?
Yeah, but we didn't. Did we go?
I don't think we went at the
we
same time.
we went didn't go at the same time, but we hung out and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How old are you, Berto?
How old am I?
Yeah.
31.
Whoa, you're a baby
I'm not a baby. That's old.
compared to us.
Yeah, compared to us.
We're like 50.
Yeah.
I didn't
No,
know
we're
you
the
were.
same
I didn't know
age.
you were that much younger. So that's why you didn't go to school at the same time. Because
Yeah,
we're an
probably.
older generation. Me and Oscar.
Well, we were in school together. Oh, you were in your master's.
I was
program.
in grad school, I think, when you were in undergrad.
Mhm.
What did you think of Berto when you first saw his art? Like, did you meet the person or did you meet the art? The art first.
Well, I think I met you first through Side Street in Elgin and
Right.
the band.
And then I think
where
we
our band was
crossed
playing
paths
there.
in school.
Well, we
think.
did, but I think the band was like before that.
Yeah, for
Side
sure.
note for viewers, Dylan's talking about the band that
Trocar
him and I were
Buttons.
in called Trocar Buttons, and I introduced him because he's my friend to Dylan.
And I photographed
Yeah.
some of those shows, yeah.
Yeah, good times.
Yeah, and we played out in your hometown gallery several times.
Mhm.
I think that's how I met you, and then when I found out you were going to SAIC, we met up. You visited my studio a couple times.
Yeah. Yep.
We had some conversations about SAIC.
You know, what's crazy about that school, I'm freelancing and sometimes I go through interviews and for other, agencies, like if in case they need a photographer. And when they see that, like I graduated from SAIC, the question is always like, did you actually graduate from that school? Because like a lot of the photographers that they hear from didn't graduate. They just say attended. You know what I mean? Where it's like,
yeah.
it's almost like that, having that in my, my resume is like kind of meaningless because it's almost like, oh, we don't believe you. Like, I don't know. It's weird. I think that's the same
Yeah.
thing with other art schools in the city that like Columbia and all those that I don't know if like having that degree validates you to be, the enough to be a professional. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Well, with photography, where it is a pretty technical skill, where you do
Right.
have to know how to work a camera and lights, and like there's real benefit to going to school for it.
Yeah.
I say this as someone who like didn't study photography at all, but as opposed to painting, which is in the contemporary art world, is like you can show paintings that have zero technical merit and they're just like
yeah.
total just intuitive self-expression, and you don't really need school for that. But a lot of people do go to school for both of these things. But I didn't know that was a thing with people being skeptical of you graduating.
Right.
from
I
a-
get it a lot where they're like, do you really graduate? Like how much, like they don't really care about the school. They know, like they want to know like what my background is, like knowing how to light, knowing how to set up the camera. It's like that's more information that they need than which school I went to.
Yeah.
But the auction house that I'm working at, there's a lot of SAIC kids there. Yeah.
Also doing photography.
No, like that are specialists for the art that's being auctioned off.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Like maybe they are like went to art history programs or
I
something.
think some of them are painters. Used to be painters. Yeah.
They
Oh,
could have been your
interesting.
students.
No, I think there's
my
one
classmates.
that's your age. I think. He's related to the, what is it? The Howard Hughes, like
Howard Hughes,
No,
the like
not-
aviation guy.
no, the what is it? The I'm having a brain fart. What was the drawing program? What was it that had like a big what do you call it? Like it was like an era. And like
Harry who?
the Harry Who. Oh my God, yeah, he's related to the Harry Who's and like.
But how?
Yeah.
Like that was in the 60s, 70s.
I think one of them was his grandpa. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
Is there a lot of nepotism in SAIC?
a little bit. Yeah, it seems like it.
my dad taught there, and now I teach there.
But
Yeah.
wasn't he also a teacher in St. Xavier University?
Yeah, that was where he taught full time. He taught part time at SAIC.
What kind of teacher was he? Art history?
Yeah,
What did he make? Well, like what was his specific art history? Was it Indian art
yeah.
or was it
had
everything?
Not well, kind of everything. Indian art, Islamic art, and at St. Xavier he taught Renaissance art, which I taught there for like 2 semesters, and then I was like, "Peace out, guys."
Like father, like
this
son.
place is- But the weird thing is, nepotism might have been involved in my St. Xavier getting hired because the people
Oh, really?
knew him like when he worked there. But I don't think it really had anything to do with me at SAIC because no one really knew my dad who hired me to teach painting because he was in a different department and stuff.
Do you see it a lot as a teacher now?
Do I see it a lot as a teacher?
nepotism.
Not really. It's
Like people are really working hard to be
It's-
in that school to like learn. Yeah. Or
if
is
you're
it
talking about the students, that's debatable. There's
Right.
people who are just there to,
just because they're rich parents?
yeah.
Yeah.
But as far as
They,
who gets
got
hired
they
there,
got the help from their parents to be in school for something. Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
But it's nepotism in a different way. It's not like a parent passing, like getting their kid hired for a job. It's more like who
Right.
you know in the art world and friendships, professional relationships like that I think often get people hired for, especially like the full-time positions at SAIC, which are kind of rare when they come up. By the way, I saw a flyer for the next full-time faculty member in painting and drawing is, I forget her name now, but she's married to Stephen Malcolmus from Pavement.
Oh shit!
And she's trying to teach in the painting department at SAIC.
Wow.
It's Hutchins, Jessica Hutchins, I think is her name.
I was earlier this week. I was listening to a podcast with Mark Maron. He was interviewing famous film critic. I forget her name, but she went to SAIC.
Oh,
And I quickly texted Dylan, "Do you know who she is?"
Yeah, you told me that. I forget her name too now.
But like,
I mean, I guess it all just goes to square one where SAIC is the that connecting factor. It's I don't know. It's pretty cool.
It has a very strong influence in the Chicago art scene.
Right, yeah.
Like everyone you'd meet seems to have some connection. They either went to SAIC, maybe didn't graduate, maybe they did, or
Yeah,
maybe
yeah.
they like know someone who went there or teaches there or whatever. It's has a very big influence.
Yeah, for sure.
What made you want to go to SAIC? You went to ECC for
Ulster
associates.
Community College.
You
I got my associates
and
there.
then you got your BFA at
It's crazy
SAIC.
because I didn't get into photography until I went to ECC.
I thought you got into photography in Elgin High.
Mm-mm.
Oh,
No, I Marina, our
I
close
miss her.
friend.
She's
Yeah,
great.
she was like in photography in high school, and then she was taking a black and white course at ECC.
Film, darkroom.
Darkroom, yeah, and I was going into physical therapy. I was going into the medical field because I was working at a hospital part time.
Oh, sorry to put you
Yeah.
on the spot, but back in the day, man, he was fit.
Oh my god.
He was skinny. He was fit. He was like
I'm trying to get there again.
like a relic of one of those Renaissance paintings from Michelangelo.
Shut the fuck up.
We used to like go for jogging, and I asked him for advice.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my gosh, he, oof.
At the rec center.
Yeah.
Elgin Rec Center.
So
Shout
jealous.
out.
I was jealous. I was jealous at that time. I was jealous to have his body. Like I wish I had his body. It was like, yeah. Not something I kept it to myself all these years.
Wow,
My homoeroticism towards you.
The 20, and then SAIC ruined that because I would go to McDonald's around the corner and just get fat.
Art ruined you as well.
Yeah, in a funny way, yeah. Because I would commute. Well, okay, let's backtrack. So I was thinking I was going into healthcare, and then Marina got me into photography, and I was like, oh, I need electives, whatever.
Wait, what's Marina?
Marina is our mutual friend.
A mutual friend that got me.
She
into
is
it. amazing.
She won she had like an art competition, a photography competition for the Daily Daily Herald, just the local newspaper, and she won first or third place, I forget what, but she won and she got money from it. But she was a great photographer. Little trivia about her: she's short, but she can kick anybody's ass. She loved wrestling. She knows how to wrestle. In fact, one time she wrestled one of my friends who's 6'4".
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah. So, and he acted afterwards like nothing happened. Like, oh, whatever. Like she knocked him down and everything. And she's like 5'2", really short. But later on, like the day after, like my friend told me, he's like, dude, I'm not gonna lie, that really did hurt.
Yeah. Shout out Marina Martinez. But yeah, I needed electives, and so I took photography courses, and then it turned out to 2 photography courses. And then I got into drawing, painting, printmaking, and then
You just got the art bug.
I got the art bug, and then 4 years of that at ECC, they were like, "Okay, you're running out of resources. Like, go find like an art school."
You went there for 4 years.
I was there for a while. Yeah.
Is it
but
a
I was
4-year school?
No, it's a 2
No, it's a 2-year program. I was there because I was just stuck figuring out what I should do next, and then a couple of my friends were going to SAIC, and I just followed them to that. Yeah, and then we went there for portfolio day. Mm-hmm. You know about portfolio day? You show up and they look at your work, and then they let you know if they accept you. 90% of the time, they accept you because they just want the money. And yeah, I got it.
What were you showing? Like photos?
I was showing everything. I was showing my printmaking stuff. My photography.
No, you did all those other disciplines.
Yep.
But once you got to SAIC, you pretty much went right in, zoned in on the photography department.
I mostly photography. I did take like a fibers class, which was a lot of fun. But mostly photography. Yeah. No, yeah, it was cool. I feel like drawing and painting helped me a lot with like figuring out how to, when it comes to composition and stuff, it really honed down how I want to photograph. Like one of my favorite artists is Paul Cezanne. He like just looking at his paintings, how he doesn't he ignores light and stuff. It's all flat, but it's also like the way he sees is like how you look at a photograph. It's interesting. Yeah.
That's really interesting to hear you say that. I would not have thought of Cezanne as an influence for a photographer.
I love Cezanne. Looking at his work in the Art Institute really would help me out. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Do you ever try to emulate some of his wonky perspective with photography?
With still lifes, yeah, for sure.
Really?
Yeah.
How would you do that with one photo, or could you like mix 2 photos together to have?
Yeah, I would. I mean, if you look at even because what he did a lot was paint just his surroundings in France and stuff. Mm-hmm. He would just go for walks because he was just a hermit. He was just I'm just gonna sit here, paint what I see, ignore what the light source and the shadows were doing, and just really immerse into the object. And I feel like that's what I try to do when I go for walks and stuff. Yeah. I mean, I sent you guys what I've been working on. I'm trying to make like a panoramic book. Yeah.
Panoramic book.
Yeah, like where I print, and then like it's basically like printing a big photo, and then I just I'm gonna like cut it up where it's like a book, like an accordion, and then when you open it up, it's a big panorama. Yeah, that's my work in progress. Yeah.
Wanted to
Cool.
ask about your evolution of your artwork because I remember when you first started, you were really into shadows and highlights,
Yeah.
and also patterns. You really like patterns,
Yeah.
especially if they were really symmetrical.
Yeah.
And
I mean, did you guys look at some of the photography in the basement? Where one was Paul Strand. He had the one with the shadow. It was like right when you walk in the basement. It's on the right. I could show you the photo.
I remember. I mean, I remember seeing it. I just can't think of it in the top of my head.
So it was like in the little like roundabout circle of galleries, not in the main like special
Yeah,
exhibit.
it was this one, I think.
Yeah. I remember that one. Yeah.
I try to yeah. This was my study. Yeah, the porch shadows he would do a lot. He did a lot of still lifes too with like forks and stuff, and like that. I was always into that, creating like sculptural, objects, but in photography.
Paul Strand.
Yeah,
Where's he from?
I have no idea. Probably Germany.
Deutschland.
Do you find that you are drawn to artists named Paul?
Oh, I guess so. Might be a thing. No, he's actually American.
Do you like Paul McCartney?
That was going to
I
be my
do.
next question.
Paul Strand and Paul Cezanne. I forgot that Cezanne's first name is Paul. No, he was an American photographer and filmmaker
Whoa, filmmaker
from
too.
New York.
New York.
Yoik.
New York.
I guess I have a thing for Pauls. Was there?
I'm trying to think of another, but I can't. Is that photo part of that exhibit that's like photo and media?
Yeah.
But
Or
it was
in the
outside,
basement.
right? It was outside the gallery space, though, right?
Oh yeah. That was like I
Did they
forgot
just-
what that was for, but yeah, there's a lot of cool stuff there too.
There is a lot
You
of
saw the
cool stuff.
Baldessari.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was fun.
Is
to
that right
watch.
next to that? Because you said it's on the right.
I think the Baldessari wasn't in that photography exhibit. I think
It was
going-
outside,
Yeah,
yeah.
that was outside.
I don't really like John Baldessari all that
I don't
much.
either.
Just putting like a big red or yellow
Yeah.
circle on someone's face is like, okay, cool, whatever.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean that much.
Do you think he's trying to imitate Magritte? Like
I think you said that when we were there. Like, this gives me
Did I say
Magritte
that?
vibes.
Did I? Yeah, I
I'm
think I
pretty
did
sure
say
you
that.
did. And I was like, yeah, but Magritte
Magritte's better.
had to paint that, and it took actual skill.
Yeah.
John Baldessari, like, I don't think he's that interesting. I like some of his conceptual pieces. Do you know the one where he just wrote, "I will not make boring art"? Like
Yeah,
100
I remember
Again,
that.
another Magritte thing.
Yeah.
How is that Magritte?
Like, doesn't he have a line? This is not a cigar.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, this is not a whatever it's called.
Yeah, I guess Magritte
Wasn't
is
he,
the forefather.
didn't he start as a painter too? He like burned all this shit and then went into photography, sort of.
I don't remember. That sounds right though.
Yeah.
It's been a while since I like knew much about John Baldessari.
There's one that I keep thinking about. It's Dina Lawson. She's a good photographer where she does a lot of portraiture. But there was one where it's just like a wall, like a corner of like a restaurant with like a wall and like a plant. And it's a ginormous print. And it's across the Baldessari print. And I keep thinking about that one. I don't know why. It's so dumb.
Dina Lawson.
She does. Do you guys know? Have you ever heard of Blood Orange, the artist?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, You know that one photograph with it's like a portrait. It's like from his second album.
I don't know what his albums look like.
She did the cover for that one.
Oh, now the name sounds familiar. Dina Lawson. She has a piece in the Art Institute basement right now.
Yeah.
I know we saw it, but I can't remember.
She
which one
had a
was
show
hers.
exhibit there in like when I was a senior, and it was a lot of her portraits. She's top notch. Like, yeah, probably one of the biggest photographers right now.
What, in your opinion, makes someone a good photographer?
Yeah, that is a good question.
I mean, someone that's working every day, you know.
So just putting the work makes an artist good, huh?
Yeah, I mean,
Is that because you have to
Like-
like get so much raw material because it's like a moment you're capturing that you have to put in the hours to get the moment?
yeah, I mean, like, dude, I keep going back into. So did you see the new Theaster Gates video with on R21?
No.
Dude, it's insane how much he's not a photographer, but I see his work like photography because he just immerses himself with the objects and restoring like things. It's interesting. Like, I feel like he's like the most influential like artist right now. You know what I mean?
He's great.
Yeah.
What is the video about? I didn't see.
It's mostly about like what he's up to when it comes to like restoring pieces. But what he's up to right now is the Stony Island art banks. Yeah, I've been meaning to go check it out. But how he got the funding to restore this bank that is abandoned and no one cared for is so fascinating because he was able to like get the funding just from selling like the marble pieces and that was in the bank, and he got like $1 million for it, and he just like finds way to like help out the community but also grow as an artist. Like, it's so like I feel like he's the top dog when it comes to like how art should be,
for the people.
but also like for yourself. Yeah.
And how does that influence you?
Oh man, it's influential because like I can't get to the level, but I want to do stuff like that where I really like the community, in Humboldt Park, and I want to like open up my own space, and I don't know, like I miss that grind, where like I don't know, I don't want to just photograph, like I want to be known for more than that, you know what I mean?
I think this is a perfect time for me to
Oh,
stop and ask you this question, because one of our
Can
mutual
we stop
friends.
and also let me use the bathroom?
Oh, we'll pause here because I want you to be part of this.
I want to be part of it too. I just
Okay.
have to pee.
All right, we'll stop here. So,
Pause.
how have you been?
Good. I don't know if this is pretty good. No,
Yeah, it's good. It's good stuff. I enjoy it.
I think Christine fell asleep.
No, she's awake.
Are you cringing over there?
What?
Are you cringing over there?
I'm watching Boruto.
Oh,
Who?
in your headphones?
Were you watching what? Oh, Naruto?
The next generation's his son's generation.
Hey, did you watch Avatar, The Last Airbender?
Of course.
Did you watch the new one, the Katara one?
Korra?
Korra?
Yeah.
I can't.
It's not good, but
I've only seen 5 episodes of it, and I can't do it.
It's not good, but
Peop-
it's kind of worth it for getting some of the old characters back in.
Yeah.
And some of their backstories a little bit. But
Yeah.
Other than that, it's not that good.
Would you recommend just tackling through it, like even if it's trashy?
not long.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely shorter than The Last Airbender.
I just feel weird seeing like the new technology
It's like-
versus the old
It's
technology.
like hundreds of episodes.
About the next chapter.
Here's a hot take about that. You know how people cry in the Airbender one where I forget his name, but the fire guy, the uncle,
Oh, Iroh?
where he cries because he missed his son and his wife.
Yeah.
That's that song he wrote, and everybody cries. I thought it was sad, but not that sad. You know what part
You know why they made that episode actually though?
Why?
It was because the original actor for Iroh passed away.
Oh, that
so
is-
that was them saying goodbye to them.
Oh, that okay. Now that is sad. That is makes it touching. What I think is more like my heart broke and I was in a depressive mode for a while is the scene where is his name Momo when they kidnap Momo. We'll geek out about it.
Is Avatar considered anime?
No,
No.
no.
Okay, I
'cause it's
didn't think
American.
so. I know.
Well, it's not
That's
just
why
that,
I'm
it's
saying.
also just like traditionally not like when it comes down to just like animating styles.
Exactly.
It takes a lot of ideas.
It's an homage. I consider
Yeah,
it an
I would
homage.
say an homage. If it was an anime, it would be completely different, I think.
It would be more sexualized.
And not necessarily. It doesn't always have to be.
Anime has that reputation of
It's a
sexualizing
reputation,
everything.
but
It
it's not
sucks
necessarily
sometimes.
always there. I would
Name me
say-
one anime that doesn't sexualize it.
Yeah, right.
Thank you, America, for fixing anime. JK. But
I mean, I like it too. I like watching you cry about it.
I cry so much. We can go on.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't cried in a good while watching something.
Oh,
But
really?
anyways,
yeah, what were you about to show us? And then you were
Yeah,
like,
okay,
I
stop.
can't go on if you're in the bathroom.
okay. So we have a mutual friend of ours, and we talked about you. And I want to get your perspective of this. We shared a meme, and I want to know
Yeah. You should,
what you think of it. So I'm gonna show it to. I'm gonna show it to you.
You told me
I'll send
about
it to
this.
you so you can show it. Boom. But it's this one. So I want to ask you, what do you think of that meme, and have you ever had personal
Experience
experience?
like that?
If I'm crossing, if I'm being invasive, let me know. We can change
No,
this.
no.
Is there anyone who asked for sexual favors
No.
in the art
not
world
like
to you,
that.
personally speaking?
No, because like I went for my most of my shit was like more community stuff with Side Street, and so like it never really was like that.
Nobody asked for like a favor in return.
No.
No.
Oscar's so disappointed right now. He tried to ask me the same question, and I was like,
I'm sure.
has this
yeah,
ever happened to
'cause
you?
that,
And
Has
you were
it
like,
ever
no
happened?
comment. That's what you said.
maybe in like a rich, like gallery for sure, but not like, yeah,
Exactly.
not
It's,
something that's for trying to help someone out to have a show and showcase their work from school. Yeah. Sorry to disappoint you.
That's all good. I just thought because I was wondering if it's really common in the art world, that kind of sexual assault,
Well, you're
sexual
also talking
harassment.
to two dudes here. Like I hate to be the one to admit that, but I'm sure if you ask a lady artist,
Yeah.
it would be a different story.
But I also don't want to discriminate because men
sure,
also
yeah.
do experience that.
Oh yeah, for sure.
No, but Berto has a good point that probably happens every day to like
Right.
young female artists who are trying to show their work, whether it's that blatant or not. Like that definitely happens, and
Yeah.
happens with men too, of course, but maybe a little bit less often. I don't know.
Where do we leave off before our potty break? I
We're talking about SAIC and stuff like that. Like,
was talking about influential.
What's your favorite photography professor you had?
Probably there's a couple. There's Robert Clark Davis. He taught me a lot, and he's teaching still film photography.
I loved him in Green Mile. Michael
Okay.
Clark Duncan. Wait, is that his name?
Oh, really?
Sorry.
And then there's
stupid
Amy
joke.
Bobet.
I know Amy.
Yeah. Those two, they've been there for years, and like they're the best. They're always grinding every day and helping the students. I like never felt like they gave us 110% for sure.
would you ever be a teacher?
Yeah, for sure. I had to go to grad school, but no, yeah. Like I would like to do workshops again, like in my own space. That'd be really cool. Like help someone with their like a business that they're starting or headshots for like their profiles for LinkedIn or whatever. That'd be kind of cool. Yeah.
I've always wondered this. How do photography studio classes at SAIC work? Because you still have like that 6-hour day, 9 to 4. Right?
Yeah.
Do they
Yeah.
just like send like have a little meeting at the start and then say go off and
Yeah,
take some
it
pictures
was
and
like
come
that.
back?
No, we would do a lot of reading, like a lot of like
A lot of reading.
yeah, like certain like depending on whatever theme, we would get assigned readings, and it would take like 2 hours to like study that, and then having conversations about that. Sometimes it would be like watching movies too, like, and then having like a critique about that. But a lot of times, like, it was so like having to photograph and then print your work and then bring it to critique, and that shit would take like so much time, because you'd get like 15 students, each one having to set up all their photographs around the room and then talk about it for an hour. It would literally burn a lot of time. Yeah.
Have you seen the movie Whiplash?
Yes.
Have you ever had a teacher just like that from the photography world?
Yeah.
Can you elaborate more about those experiences?
At
and
senior
the stories?
seminar. Have you ever heard of senior seminar? Like, I'm sure
I
there's
never
some
had
for
to
painting.
take that when I was in undergrad, but I know it's a thing.
Yeah, there was one teacher. He was a German teacher, and it was the
Filling in the stereotype.
sorry, but I'm sure
Nine. You shoot it this way.
I'm sure people will validate.
You
what
used
I'm
an
saying.
F2? How dare you? You need to use F5.
But yeah, I didn't go with what he told me to do, and he destroyed me. And then he was just like,
How destroyed you? How what did he tell you to do that you didn't do? I'm just curious.
I was working on a video piece for like about my family. I was doing a documentary piece about first generation Mexican American just livelihood and what we struggle with when it comes to privileges and stuff. And so I had an idea to like, I don't know, I think I did this thing where I let the video go to black, and then you just see the subtitles of what we were talking about. And he didn't like how I didn't have imagery during that. Like, I just went to black, and he like just destroyed me about it because I went with someone else's advice, which was the other teacher in the other side of the seminar. And he just was like, I'm not gonna, if you're not following what I'm telling you to do, I have nothing to tell you. So like, go fuck off.
He's got a point there.
and he was like, and he was the acting chair of the photography department at the time. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
But it feels weird being in that position because you also have to stand up for yourself for what you think is best for your art.
Yeah, I mean, I just
Yet
took
you're
it.
trying to do your best because you're still learning.
I just took it, and then like everyone in the class was just like were so mad for me, but I just swallowed it up and was like, all right, just move on with my thesis,
Well, you said you took a different advisor's advice instead of this person.
Yeah, which was
you got to make a choice there.
yeah, right.
Oh, you didn't take the chair's of photography's advice.
Right.
Like what?
Yeah.
That's the biggest thing you can take away from art school is that every single person you ask or show your work is going to have a different opinion, and you have to like sift through it all and choose which things to follow and which to ignore.
Yeah, and then it's weird because he was very upset about that, and like then just ended my critique, and it was like, why am I gonna bother telling you more info, like more of what I should think you should do if you're not listening to me? I'm like, yeah, but I
When was the advice he gave you? How was that delivered? Was it in like an independent meeting with
no,
him?
it was during the middle critique with like
And
the
have you
whole
had
class.
another critique like later, and that's when he had this rant?
Yeah, I was showing my video, and then he wanted something like more. So conceptually, I went to black. Like I did something out of the ordinary, where he wanted something like a short film. Like he wanted something like documentary, like a small documentary. But I didn't want to make that. I didn't want to make like an actual like film, like a short film. I was like, I want to make an art piece. It was I don't know. It was weird.
Do you think you'll ever revisit video art?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Since we're talking about that area, go ahead, finish your subject.
My mom was really into like she really took like the reason why I got into photography is like because of her. Like she was always into Polaroids and taking photos. Even today, she's taking photos every day. And yeah, I would love to do videos with that. There's like archives of stuff that I have that I want to dive into video more. Yeah.
So this might be the same category as you were talking about from your thesis, but I have a picture to show you, and I'll send it to you. That way people can see it. Can you talk about this composition you made and go more into detail of it?
Oh, sure. What is it? Oh, yeah.
And can you
That's
explain to the audience what it is that they're watching and
Tiger's
everything?
in the bottom.
Yeah. Oh, rest in peace.
Rest in peace, Tiger.
Red Tiger is his ex-dog.
So yeah, I was okay. So funny enough, at SAIC, I was always taking a camera home because I needed to get my money's worth for going to that school, and so I would always check out a fucking camera and a nice.
How
lens.
often would you have to check it out? Like,
Dude,
was it once a day?
It'd be like once every other day. I would check out a camera and like
the nicest camera they have.
Yeah, the 5D Mark III or they had like a few Mamiya lenses or Mamiya cameras that
Nice.
I would check out, and like that one I took a photo. It was like just a random day, and like I had my sister like standing next to the quinceañera picture that's on the top, and we took that photo. I had like a strobe light hitting the back wall.
I was gonna say that's a very brightly lit interior.
Yeah, very
photo.
even light, and it's kind of influenced by Dina Lawson too, because she did a lot of portraiture like that, and it was like an hour just taking pictures of her, just her with the quinceañera picture, and then my dad's just watching the fucking America.
Really? Watching
Club
America?
America. Just
It's a
the
soccer
game.
team, Mexican
Yeah.
soccer team.
He's just watching the game.
They're the
like-
equivalent of the Los Angeles Lakers, or what's the equivalent for football? The Patriots?
Yeah, for sure.
There's a Mexican soccer team called America.
Club
Yes.
America, yeah.
Club America.
Yeah.
Because they're the greatest soccer team of
In
the
America,
Americas.
Yeah.
Sure.
Which is
okay.
true.
That's
We
cool.
have 17 titles, whatever.
You know, okay.
Or
Let's put
whatever
a
lesson.
tap on. Let's put a tack on this. I just want to tell everyone that I'm surprised that I'm great friends with this guy.
Because you hate Club America?
Oh, I
Yeah.
fucking hate them with a passion.
He,
Because my favorite team
is
is,
Cruz Azul.
which is a rival. They're the rival.
What's the rival
Cruz
team?
Azul.
Blue Cross. Blue Cross.
Blue Shield?
They're like the Cowboys. Like they
No, don't compare them to the Cowboys.
They're like they haven't won since the 80s, right?
Yeah.
A
Well,
championship
Oh,
won
they're
in-
the Bears.
No, they won in 90.
Yeah, there you
they won
go.
in 97, and they won one recently, three years ago.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
But
Yeah.
still, there are like the Chicago Bears, as in that like they had like a reputation they're being great, but you know what they're really well known for? Being the best losers.
Yeah.
Because when they're really close on winning, they ruin it.
Yeah. So, and they're both from
Fantastic.
Both
Let's
teams
be
are
their
from Mexico
best
City.
biggest fans.
Mexico City has a couple of soccer teams, and
But those
those
two are the
two,
bigger ones.
Yeah.
There's another one, but we'll talk about that later. But I just want to
Is Blue Cross based in Zacatecas?
no, it's Mexico City.
But yeah,
Why are you such a fan? You like underdog?
For sentimental reasons, which I don't want to
But
discuss right now.
going back
But
to the photo,
we're like it's just surprising that we're best friends. We're good friends, even though
sure.
we should hate each other.
yeah.
Duke it out right now.
Anyways, so going back to the photo about your dad being an America fan.
So he was just watching the game, and then my sister just like pokes his nose, and like I take a picture, and that was like literally the last photo, and like it's such a very like it just shows the relationship well, and I don't know, it just tells a good story, and it was actually my thesis for.
I thought
Yeah.
it looked familiar.
Yeah, it was in my thesis, and then I had my videos and other still lifes that I like took from like Paul Cézanne and like other ideas that I got from going to school there. So yeah.
How come you don't have that work on your website?
Oh, yeah, I let that just. So I made a book. I should have brought the book. I made a book about all that stuff, and then
What is your relationship with books? Because you said you also want to make this panoramic book.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
But
a
a
good
book,
question.
depending on how many you print, that's kind of a rarefied item. It's like a physical thing that not many people will get to
some
access.
people have it. Yeah, I have like 10 left, and I don't know what to do with them. But yeah, I just the way I looked at it was like that was from my 2010s of work, and I just let it just sit in a hard drive and never touch it again. But maybe I'll revisit it.
You should put it on your website.
I should, yeah.
Oh, look
It
at
was
you
Have
being
like
it
a
wasn't-
personal work banner,
Yeah.
and like just post all your like
Hopefully,
school photos.
yeah, with
Or the
like
stuff you sent Oscar, like you're walking around town taking photos. Like you should have that out.
yeah.
Your
I-
Michelle Branch era. Walking around
What the-
downtown,
Oh my god.
and I see. you.
Yeah, I'm working on it.
Copyright
I wanna make a few books and then really start like putting it on like a finalized website. I think right now I'm just in the process of it. But yeah, I'll put those photos back. Sometimes I like revisiting the videos and really like, you know, it just humbles me a bit to see that again. Yeah, because a lot of that work really meant a lot for me. Because there was a book that I made with all that work, and I remember I made the books for a market day, like an art markets thing in Elgin, and literally spent like so much time and effort getting them printed, and then when I showed up at the art market, I didn't sell anything. It was like I had like a crisis, because then when I went home to my parents' house after that, like a long day of not selling anything, God, I feel like I'm getting emotional. But my mom was like, "Hey, can you leave 5 of those books? We sold some with your aunts and uncles."
Oh my god! I'm even tearing
and
up
then she
thinking
gave me a
about it.
check for all the money, all the work that I did, and was like, "Here, like, you know, here's some money for the books that you sold for your family." And I was like, "Holy shit!" It's like a full circle. But yeah, it was brutal. But like at the same time, you know, it means a lot to them, and it's nice to have a supporting family that, you know.
No, it is true.
Yeah,
It is nice to have.
'Cause,
It,
you know,
it changes the world.
because
big time.
growing up Mexican, like, you know, they wanted me to be like a, you know, doctor or a lawyer. Like, it wasn't the case. They were really like devoted for me to become an artist.
That's
so.
a good question. How did your parents react when you decided to go to SAIC?
They were behind it.
Wow,
Yeah.
jealous.
Yeah, I know. I mean, my mom, she was really into photography. Like, she worked for a film processing, like a 1 hour, you know, those 1 hour photo, like back in the 90s. She
Yeah.
used to work for a film processing company called Qualix, and they were located in Elgin. And they would get film developed, and they would print out the photos that you would get in an envelope or whatever. And she would love photography, like, and she saw the reason of it and was really like supportive with all of that. Yeah.
That's nice.
Yeah. Because, like, you know, at the same time, they're like, I think they saw, like, okay, you're going to school. Like, that's what matters, you know? Yeah. I gave you some influential artists that I find. What do you guys, like, what are your, I know you had a influential, like, guitarist. I watched that video.
Oh,
What are your influential, like, visual artists? It could be like a living or dead.
when you mean visual, do you mean like photography and like
Anything,
film, or?
It could be movies too.
Because you're here and you're such a
Yeah.
photography guy, I kind of want to talk about photographers.
Oh,
Like, I was just reading a really fascinating article about a skate photographer. His last name is Jefferson and something.
oh, okay.
Do you know who I'm talking about? Like, his first name is weird, starts with an A, Anwar or something, Jefferson. He's like a legendary skateboarder photographer. And he
Okay.
said something similar to what I was reading an interview. He said something similar to what you were saying about a great photographer just has to shoot every day. And he has a similar mindset.
Yeah,
where he's just
yeah,
like
for
out
sure.
there in the streets, like photographing skateboarders, and he gets incredible shots that no one else is getting, and a lot of them look like they're wide angle lenses, or he's right at the edge of a half pipe and someone's doing a crazy like
Yeah.
trick in the air, and he's there because he's also a skateboarder, and he does other stuff too now. But photography fascinates me because it's like we were talking about drawing, how I'm more interested in drawing than paintings in the museum nowadays.
Yeah, sure.
And it's the same with photography. If I see a photograph that grabs my attention, I'm like so enthralled by it because it's just like
Yeah.
that moment frozen in time. And
Yeah, for sure.
somebody had the perfect vantage point,
Yeah.
the right exposure on their film. It's like so many things have to go right for it to be a great photo.
Yeah.
Do you like Jeff Wall? I like Jeff Wall's
Oh,
photos
yeah,
a
Jeff
lot.
Wall's
He's
awesome.
one of my favorite artists, photographers.
Yeah.
Who else? I like Andreas Fischer. Is that his name? Andreas Fischer? Maybe I have their name wrong. Like German supermarkets just photographed with really harsh lighting. And
Yeah. Are you thinking Gursky? Andres Gursky?
oh, yeah. I think that's
Yeah.
that's the name.
Yeah. His shit's awesome. Yeah, he had
Just
the
like that cold, clinical, fluorescent lighting and
Yeah.
like printing. How do you print a photo that big? Or Jeff
Yeah,
Wall?
that is a good question.
Well, if
How
you
do
look at it,
do
if you look at it closely, it's not very good quality because it's like
Ooh, shots fired.
the pics, the
Those are inkjet prints. They're
those
just
are
digital
inkjet prints,
camera.
yeah. But like if you look at closely, it's like even like a seeing like a banner, big banner billboard. Like if you look up close, it looks like shit because it's so pixelated.
I
and
have
stuff.
noticed that. I'm like,
Yeah.
wow, okay. So this is what happens when you blow a photograph up to like
Yeah.
8 feet tall.
Yeah, that's what happens.
There was a couple portrait photographs in that Art Institute show of just
Yeah.
a face that are pretty high resolution.
Oh,
up
you're
close.
talking Thomas Struth, yeah.
Yeah. How is that done?
I actually just took a photo last week of it at the auction house. There's one of the passport. Those are passport photos. He took like a
Are
big.
they actual passport? The people use for their
I think it was like
passport photos?
you would have to fact check this, but like I think it's like he brought in like a large format camera to like a passport, like you just literally need to just take a photo like at Walgreens or whatever. But he brought in like a large ass camera just to take their passport pictures, and like people were just like, okay, cool, like I'll just sit in and get my passport photo.
Like, what do you think the size of that film is?
It's
get
probably
that
8
kind
by
of
10.
resolution.
Yeah, but
That's the piece of film is 8 by
Yeah.
10?
yeah.
They
Inches.
make film that big?
Yep. But it's expensive now. Back then it was probably more affordable.
What kind of camera is that big?
Those are like a large format camera. I have one. It's that one is 4x5.
Did you get it from our mutual friend Doug?
No, this was from a friend. I've been meaning to bust it out and like actually take photographs, but it's a lot of money. Cause like
Wait, here's something that confuses me. Normal film cameras have a 35 millimeter
Right.
piece of film,
Yeah.
but there's also 35 millimeter lenses. That's two different
that's
things,
the focal
right?
length. Yeah, that's a different thing.
Why are they both 35?
Good question. I don't know.
IMAX is
35.
like 70 millimeter?
I think 35 millimeter used to be our standard 50 millimeter. What we know it now as 50 millimeter was 35 millimeter. Because that's like the standard size for the image. This needs to be fact checked, for sure. But no, you can go all the way up to like 8 by 10 for sure. And Doug has done that. Our mutual friend, he's done large tintype, daguerreotype
Oh my
photographs.
gosh.
That
8
huge,
by
yeah.
10 plate?
Yep.
That's huge. That's such a jump from
It
like
takes so much
35
time.
to 50 mil to expose.
Not to expose, but like trying to get the chemicals right, and even the pricing for the plate, for the film, all that. It's so expensive. Even a 35 millimeter roll with 36 exposures costs like close to $20 now. Yeah. Color. So, yeah. It's insane.
Wait, a 35 millimeter cost that much?
Yeah, a roll to get 36 exposures will
Is that
cost you
like
$20.
inflation, or is it the cost of all the materials
it's
for
like-
film
it's-
going up?
I think a little bit of both. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a struggling world for sure.
So, are you still going to fool with film, or you're going to be more devoted with digital, since digital's cheaper and much more
No, I still love
convenient?
film. I love film.
Sorry.
If I'm going for like gonna walk around and stuff, I'll take out the film camera before I take out the digital camera, because I just see the digital stuff like as like more for my commercial stuff, or like to help out other businesses. Like a couple days ago, I took photos for a dance production, and obviously I'm shooting that for in digital, so I wouldn't mess with film. Sometimes I like the idea of like going out to shoot film and then having it just like sit there as like a little like mystery box thing, like you never know what you're gonna get.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's a good idea.
yeah.
What do you love more as an artist? Color or black and white?
Black and white, baby. Yeah.
Why is that?
I don't know. You just get it. Like the way I look at it is like, okay, so you have your digital, you have your color film, and then you have your black and white. You're like scaling down, and I also like how grain looks like in black and white. So it's like, I don't know. There's just, it's like I feel like it's just an expression. Even like my digital stuff, sometimes I'll throw it in black and white, and it just looks fucking more awesome, because you can like pinpoint areas where you want it darker. It's just you have way more ways of expressing yourself in black and white. Yeah.
Mm.
You can
Way
make it
more-
moodier. You can make it more flatter.
That's crazy. But having the limitation of having no color makes it feel more.
Yeah,
more
it's a
expressive.
decision. It's a decision, where, like, in color, it seems like you need to make it look like what it should look like. Does that make sense? But with black and white, it's more of like an artist's signature, like, I wish I had examples. I mean, my recent work is a lot of black and white, and a lot of it too was film, or it was shot in color film. But I was like, you know what, this looks way better in black and white. Yeah.
This talk of black and white reminds me of did you see the show that was at the Art Institute Modern Wing Gallery last year or the year before, of small like postcard size photos of Paris? I forget the name of the artist. He's a famous photographer.
Oh, I'm trying to
Early
remember.
20th century photographer. They were all really small photos.
I saw those. It was like small little ones, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
He's a really well-known name.
he was married to an SAIC alumni.
I don't know who he's married to.
I gotta look it up.
Getting with the gossip, Dylan. Gosh.
I mean, this guy's like from 100 years ago, but I can't remember.
Long
What's
time.
the painting of the clouds in the Art Institute?
Oh, George O'Keeffe. It
Yeah.
wasn't Stieglitz. It was
Was it
someone-
Stieglitz?
No,
Oh,
it was another
it might have been the same era though.
same era for sure.
Because
like
it was those little
1920s,
small
30s.
prints, right? Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
we
another
would
well-known
have to
name.
look back in the archives of the museum.
My mom knew who he was because she's really she like studied photography and did darkroom
Yeah.
stuff.
That was a good
and
show. Me and Christine went to the show. Yeah,
It was a good show.
yeah.
It was another like
It
moment
was just
where
fun to
I,
look at closely to the photos. Yeah,
I was like really into those photos, just imagining like you feel like you're in that room with those people in 1921 or whatever, and it's like something that painting doesn't do. Painting is so just like loosey-goosey, subjective self-expression that like it feels kind of removed out of time, but a photo is like so like it's stuck in that time.
yeah. But it's crazy how like, you know, it wasn't in color, it wasn't in digital, it was black and white. It's scaled down to these small little photos, postcard size, but it takes you into that moment. You know, like it's fascinating how it's able to like take you there. You know, but
I'll take you there.
Yeah.
Madonna. Anybody?
Is that the prayer one?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Oh,
What are your thoughts on Polaroid?
I love Polaroid. I have some Polaroids.
Whenever I take a Polaroid photo, I love the object that comes out of the camera, but it's like so lacking detail. And it's like so overexposed from the flash or
My
like
mom had a
underexposed.
badass one where it was like a long one, and it was like, yeah,
Long, like a wide.
it was
angle?
a wide one, yeah. And
Whoa.
yeah, it was awesome, but then she lent it to someone and she lost it.
They stole it.
Yeah. No, she got something else back, and she was like, "I don't want this." Like, I
The
want
old
the real one.
switcheroo.
Yeah.
Yeah, Polaroids look cool.
One question for me, and I think I'm done. You can ask more questions, or maybe unless I think of anything
We
else.
got a lot of good stuff.
Yeah, like what is this? 2 hours now?
It's almost 5. You said you have to be.
Yeah, it's fine.
somewhere
It's
at
fine.
5.
I just go with the flow. What are you listening to right now? What music are you listening to right now?
Music?
Yeah.
God, I don't want to look at Chris, but we were listening to Jimin from BTS. His EP is really good.
Do you have a favorite BTS character?
Jungkook.
He's my favorite too.
Yeah.
He's
But Jimin's EP is really good.
Yeah.
You should give it a listen. The radio after you finish the EP is fucking awesome too.
What does that mean? The radio.
Yeah, the Spotify radio that it takes you into your algorithm and whatever. Like it just shuffles.
It's based on the EP you
It's
just
based on the EP.
listened to?
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Oh, the radio version. Okay, I
Yeah.
get what you mean. Like the radio
Weird.
playlist.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Talk about K-pop.
I don't know. Like as we were talking about K-pop, like
We were
Christine's
on the
face
way
popped
here, we
up.
were listening to 100 Gex. Gotta give them a listen.
never gave them
I
a
think you'll
chance.
like it.
They're from Chicago, right?
Yeah.
Because I know,
Displays.
like I was gonna say they took a picture of their album cover in Displays.
Yes, and then they released another album recently, like a couple weeks ago. Yeah, no, I listened to that. That's what I've been listening to this week. The new Miley Cyrus is pretty good.
Yeah.
What else? Threw down a few.
I'm excited for the new. I know this is totally not cool for men to listen to this, but I don't care. I'm excited for the new Lana Del Rey album because I think Lana Del
It's
Rey
out.
is fantastic.
It's
yeah,
out.
but I haven't
Oh, okay.
listened to it yet. But I like Lana Del Rey. I think Lana is doing good
Speaking
things
of
for music.
nepotism,
Nepotism.
her dad is starting a music career now, and she's writing off of her career.
Ooh boy. Ooh.
I guess he's like the first like dad, to do that.
Sounds awkward, but hey, at least it's better than the dad taking advantage of the daughter for the money, like Britney Spears.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, not good.
But yeah, I'll give it a listen. I know she's doing Lala.
Yeah, I think I'm getting old because there's a lot of people I don't know who's playing.
Dude, I
Lala.
have no idea. It's funny
Yeah.
how that Lala lineup is being like Red Hot Chili Peppers is carrying that lineup Everyone else.
And
is-
Are
Lana.
they just there every year?
No.
It seems like
It
like
seems
every
like
5
it.
years, right?
How does it feel,
Every like other year at least.
Robert
But-
O. Martinez? How does it feel that you saw Foo Fighters with the full members in Chicago before the
Yeah, before he
drummer
died.
passed away? You
it-
didn't know that was a magical moment until afterwards.
No.
How did it feel?
It feels. It's.
It wasn't a magical moment then.
Because you didn't know the
Well,
drummer
the-
was gonna die.
That drummer.
Yeah.
That drummer had a. He sang too.
Yeah.
He covered
Some David Bowie song or Queen or something.
a Queen song. Yeah.
He's really into Queen.
Somebody I Used to Love by Queen. And
Somebody
yeah.
to love.
And then somebody, yeah, and like
Queen
Dave,
slash
Dave
Gautier.
Grohl played drums. Yeah, no, it's
I can hear the remix in my head already.
it's pretty sad
good
knowing
song.
that now. Yeah,
Yeah.
What
but-
what year was that? Last summer?
that was
or
2 years
two?
ago?
I mean, I guess he
2021.
shit.
Yeah.
He died over a year ago, right?
Yeah.
yeah,
Oh my God,
May
it
of
feels
last
like
year. May of last
it
year.
feels so recent.
yeah.
He was gonna play in Bogota, Colombia, and then he decided to do heroin
It
instead.
was May. I thought it was
I
more like it was like early in the spring.
It was last year. I'm guessing May.
I feel like it's more like March.
But yeah,
could be right.
Foo Fighters. They
Correction,
closed,
right here.
They closed out the festival, and now Red Hot Chili Peppers is closing out the festival, and it seems like they are the ones that are just like the top artist in that lineup. I know Kendrick is up there, but
yeah.
when it comes
Kendrick's
to
at
like
Lolla?
a wide like audience, I feel like Red Hot Chili Peppers is like the most well known out of that,
True.
that lineup. Yeah, which is kind of depressing in a weird way because I'd rather just see Foo Fighters or Metallica. I don't know.
See, I mean,
Or the
out of
Weeknd.
those
I
three
thought the
bands,
Weeknd would be on that lineup.
Chili Peppers are my favorite of Foo Fighters and Metallica and RHCP. But I heard their last album and it was not good.
Oh, is that
The songwriting just isn't there.
Yeah.
John Frusciante
You're
and
telling me the
Flea
songwriting
and-
was there originally?
Yeah.
Okay.
Fuck yeah. Blood Sugar Sex Magic
that's a
and
good one.
Californication. Those
I
are
don't know
two
about
good albums.
Californication.
I really-
By the
It is
way.
moments. though,
I like
feel
Stadium
it.
Arcadium. Yeah, that one. I remember like road trips and like listening to that album a lot.
Okay, question
was
to
a
you
fun
two,
one.
since you are Red Hot Chili Peppers fans.
I'm not.
Well, I mean, you both like them. Who is the weakest member of the band?
Anthony Kiedis.
Yes,
I agree.
think so too. Yeah.
I agree.
But in his greatest, in his peak, he
I don't
was
know his
good.
lyrics really. Well, like yeah, there's some lyrics that you remember, but I feel like I think more of the Flea and yeah, the drumming. Yeah,
I like them all as individuals, but as a group, I'm like,
the funk of it. Yeah.
where's this going?
Yeah, sure. So we're gonna go see Chili Peppers on Sunday
Oh
now.
God damn it!
Wait, they're playing Sunday?
They're playing at
Sunday
Lollapalooza.
at Lolla, yeah.
I mean, unless
The-
you have
the
a free
Sunday
ticket.
lineup, yeah.
I only go if you have a free ticket because I don't want to spend money on that.
I'll find my
I hate
ways.
music festivals are
So do I, dude. So do
much
I.
energy just to like stand there, walk around.
Well,
It's
that's
so
the thing. I
hot.
like to just show up, sit in my part with like my picnic blanket, and just watch the show. That's just.
But if you're sitting in the back where you can put a picnic
It's
blanket
still a
out, you can
good
barely
show.
see. You can't really see. the stage.
audio is good. They spent millions of dollars on fucking.
The way we both looked at each other. Like,
If I'm gonna go,
you're hearing the shit.
I'm gonna go to Lolla. I'm gonna try to get in the crowd for the bands I actually like.
Turnstile is playing, aren't they?
No, not
I think
Blues.
There's
think
a
they
hardcore
are.
band. There's a
Knock
hardcore
Loose.
band that's playing. Knock Loose is
Yeah.
playing, which is mind blowing.
Yeah.
Knock Loose is good.
That's funny because I don't like Knock Loose. There's one or two songs I like from them. I know that's controversial, like because I do like hardcore. They're too broy for me.
What
But they're
about
good.
what about the Pitchfork lineup? Did we look
Who's
at
on the
that?
Pitchfork lineup?
You have the Smile on Friday, which is the new Radiohead album.
I
Or the
love
new
Radiohead, but Smile.
yeah, I can't get all the way behind it. I like a couple of songs.
It's
but-
Tom York and Johnny Greenwood being like, we don't need those other guys anymore because we're too smart and we're too
But-
good, but they're
Yeah.
actually not as good as they think
But
they
you
are.
do need them.
They're
Yeah,
they
it's like,
made them. They even them out. They make
Long
them
time
more
ago,
pop.
him and I were talking about this, like
Oh, God.
about like Radiohead, and which member is really important. And he told me this, and I'm going to agree with him. I'm not going to
Do you remember this?
bash him. He said that the bass player is really important in the band.
Colin Greenwood's
Oh,
amazing
yeah.
bassist. He's
Yeah.
great.
He's
now
the,
you have-
he's the glue of it. Yeah. for
He's
sure.
great. And actually, I've come around to thinking Ed O'Brien, the like third guitarist that everyone overlooks, is actually really instrumental to them making good music.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Because without him and without Colin, without their regular drummer Phil, like the music they're making is just like, who wants to listen to that shit?
I think it's mostly improvised too. I don't think it's like very
I could believe that.
structured. You know.
But even if you listen to their studio albums, like
The recent
the
stuff.
studio album singular, but it's like so experimental and artsy for art's sake, and I don't.
Well, it's the
need that.
Smile on Friday. Then Saturday is can't remember Saturday. Sunday's Bon Iver or Bon Iver.
I always call him Bon Iver.
Bon Iver.
I don't know how
Bon
to say it
Iver.
correctly. Bon Iver.
Iver.
This is a hot take about him. I like his music a lot, but I always think of him from Powerpuff Girls when I hear him sing
Why?
What do you mean?
because of
him?
that high pitched voice. You know who him is? The
Oh.
the devil.
No.
Yeah.
I never.
I
watched
always.
Powerpuff
Oh,
Girls.
dude, you're missing out on some good stuff.
How does Bon
Get out of here with
Iver-
that shit.
It's high pitched and it sounds like him from Powerpuff Girls.
Like some of the.
You mean the mayor?
No, him.
The mayor? I don't know who him is.
You'll find out. You'll find out.
No, I won't.
There's.
And him is my favorite villain of the Powerpuff Girls. I loved him.
Oh yeah.
That's funny.
Best villain, right?
How about Prince Diamond,
Who's Prince Diamond?
Sailor Moon?
Oh, that's some good stuff. I was thinking about rewatching the whole stuff, the whole series.
Powerpuff.
Sailor Moon R,
Oh,
Sailor
Sailor
Moon
Moon.
S. I want to get into the lesbianism with Sailor Jupiter and
That's
and
like
there's
hundreds
another
of
one. Who is the other
episodes.
one? Sailor Jupiter and Sailor Saturn. I love me some Sailor. I
Chris, do you want to get a mic and get a last words on this podcast? You sure?
So-
spot on the
Oh,
couch.
Big Thief is Saturday.
I like Big Thief.
Big Thief is
Okay.
awesome. Man.
So Berto, I want to ask you this because I like to observe Mexican culture in a sociological aspect, and I want to ask you as a Mexican. There's two kinds of Mexicans growing up watching anime. You either are a Dragon Ball Z nerd or a Sailor Moon nerd. I'm a Sailor Moon nerd.
Dude, I watched Dragon Ball Z in Telemundo in Spanish, like when I was like 5.
What was the quality of the dub like?
Oh my god, it was amazing. it was so much better in Spanish.
I could see that.
You know what was great in Spanish? The Simpsons.
Oh really?
You know, the Homer was great
Oh
in,
yeah,
in
yeah,
Spanish.
it was.
Oh, Marge, give us a cent, Marge.
Yeah. Even the theme song in Spanish was so much better.
In Dragon Ball Z?
Dragon Ball Z, yeah.
See,
Or
I-
Dragon Ball, yeah.
I watched Sailor Moon. I was all about Sailor Moon.
Really?
Yeah, I'm a
Oh,
Sailor
shit.
Moon fan.
Well, I remember in Toonami it was like Sailor Moon and then Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah.
And I remember watching like the end of Sailor Moon, being like, "Come on, let's get over this."
And that was the opposite.
this
Once like Sailor
lesbian
Moon's over, I was
stuff,
like, getting tired of Dragon Ball Z. I'm done with this shit.
yeah.
What about you? I mean, you're not Mexican,
Yeah,
but like, what did you?
Dragon Ball Z or Sailor Moon?
With Dragon Ball Z or Sailor
I
Moon?
didn't watch either of them. I'm not.
But you had
really into
you
anime.
fucking have a Dragon Ball Z shirt.
Yeah, I got that at the thrift store like
But
3 months
okay,
ago.
as a little boy, when you were a young lad, what anime did you watch? a lot?
None.
You didn't watch any anime.
Well, I watched the Pokemon show and the Yu-Gi-Oh show, dubbed into English on
yeah.
whatever.
what about
good ones.
Digimon?
I tried, but
I
it
liked
wasn't as
Digimon.
good. The shows weren't as good as Yu-Gi-Oh and Pokemon.
I
Those were
watched
like crowd
The
pleasing
first
shows.
2 like seasons of Digimon, it was pretty good, but then it fell off.
Oh yeah, the
Digimon,
third season
digital
made it
monsters,
worse.
Digimon are the champions.
One thing I liked about Digimon is I could understand the monster because they were speaking to me in English. While fucking Pokemon, they were just saying their name back and forth, except for Meowth.
That's cool. That's branding right there. You get to know all the names. Pikachu.
Squirtle. Oh, we were talking about sentimental episodes. One of the most sentimental episodes I've seen as a kid was Charmander's in the fire, in this little saving his own fire in that blizzard. That was a sad episode.
I don't remember that.
You know what I'm talking about. Yeah, it's heartbreaking.
I'm trying to remember that.
Like Charmander was about to die.
Oh, yeah. It was like the first 20 episodes or whatever. Yeah.
And then he grew up to be an asshole.
Charizard.
Dude, I've been seeing those TikToks where like it's showing like depressing like moments in like novellas. Where, like who approved of this shit? Like the Mujeres show, remember that like would run like it ran like in the 90s.
Okay, but you gotta give me context because I don't.
I gotta find them. I'll send them to you. But it like shows you like these depressing moments, and I remember watching those episodes and being like yeah, like who the fuck would approve of this? To it's almost the same case with the Charmander thing. like who thought this was a good idea to make like the kids so sad?
Oh my god, I don't know. Give it the human element.
I guess, yeah. What is it like? What was that one cartoon movie that was really depressing? Like, they even showed a suicide in it. It was about like a vacuum and like.
Oh, the vacuum one and the Brave Little Toaster.
Brave Little Toaster, yeah. That shit was fucking.
There was
depressing.
a suicide scene. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
I watched that a lot as a kid. No wonder I'm depressed.
You're depressed because you're alive.
Yeah, that's
Depression
true.
is part of life.
That's true. You're right.
You can't
Man, you got to
blame-
start your own cult. That's a good.
That's the Buddha's
Yeah.
cult. Life is suffering.
Life is suffering. But on that note, is there anything you want to, say? Any last words? I shouldn't say any last words. It sounds really bad. But like anything you want to.
I take this moment to endorse Brandon Johnson for mayor.
Oh,
This will come out after the election.
Oh, okay, well, hopefully he won.
Hopefully.
Hopefully.
I don't know
I'm
why you
looking
guys
forward-
have so many signs for the other guy.
Dude,
I know. That surprised me.
Because there's a lot of Brandon Johnson around. I think someone just recently put it in there.
Yeah, I saw a bunch of guys walking by with Valis banners under their arm, just probably knocking on every door, being like, "Can we please put this in your yard?"
Yeah,
Annoying.
Hopefully we don't get another narc for mayor. So
Seems like it's the
Fingers
Chicago
crossed.
way to get narcs, but hopefully we can stop it.
we'll see.
Maybe I'll rush to get this out by Tuesday.
Monday night, boom.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, thanks for joining us, Berto.
Anything?
Yeah, stop it. She'll have her own interview if when it happens.
Oh yeah, with the brothers.
Yeah, lettering interview.
The SB interview.
SB?
She's on another
Strawberry.
band called Strawberry Boy. Yeah. Maybe they'll be so popular that they'll have a cover band called Kiwi Girl.
Yeah.
I live for those chuckles. That's all.
Yeah, hopefully in a year from this, I'll have like my own studio and do another part 2 of this. That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm definitely. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you have the talent, and you're hardworking, so.
Thanks.
Shoot every day. Said.
Yes.
Perfect.
Just grind it out, Yeah.
Dots. Do you know what dots is?
No.
Don't overthink shit.
Is that like the modern day Kiss?
Pretty much, yeah. But it was popularized by Kenny Beats.
Oh,
Kenny Beats The Cave.
okay. Teaching me something new.
You guys don't know Kenny Beats?
No.
He has a YouTube series where he just invites rappers and mostly rappers to his studio, and he makes a beat for them live on camera, and then they rap over it.
You should do a podcast, have an episode about what you're watching.
Oh, we
Seems
were
like
thinking
My
about doing that.
YouTube watching.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're thinking about doing that. No worries. It's in the works.
I mean, yeah, we kind of just talk about
Yeah,
whatever.
what are you guys watching right now? I know you got the best show and Mark Maron's podcast.
Oh, you're talking about podcasts?
Yeah. Or also YouTube series.
Well, those are the only two I watch. Listen to. there's this other one that I wish I had time to listen to more called Migala. It's a Mexican, the Spanish one. The episode on average is 5 hours long.
Oh my god.
So I have to like really
Where's he based?
Mexico City. It's
Cool.
It's like three students from Mexico City. They they agree on a topic and they talk about it. Like they talk about beauty, they talk about food, they even had like a 7-hour episode about Neon Genesis Evangelion.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
It's a lot. But yeah, I like that a lot because it is informative, but it also funny, really funny.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think you noticed this about me. I'm more into highbrow stupidity or lowbrow intellectual humor. One of those two. I'm in that little weird balance of that.
Wait, highbrow stupidity
Or
lowbrow
low
intellectual.
Talking about like can Magritte and the bassist of Rat is there any similarities between them two? It's one of those stupid things I like to talk about. Rat is the 80s metal band.
Yeah.
See what I mean? It makes no fucking sense, but I think it's hilarious.
I was just thinking we're probably lowbrow intellectual because we try to talk about art and music, but we're really bad at making it sound smart.
However, one thing I do like, unlike people from Love is Blind season 4, I'm talking about Mika. We don't say the word like. Micah. We don't say the word like all the time. Like, I think it's so cool that you're doing that, but like, it's hurting my feelings. Like,
I say like a lot.
No, you
I have
don't.
to hold back.
Not like her though.
Not
I say
recently.
like it all today. I think I did a little bit.
Not
that I noticed.
Good, bro.
Here's my thoughts on like. Like is an important part of modern English language. It is. You can overuse it, but it has a function. It kind of like softens whatever you're about to say and means like you don't know exactly. You don't mean exactly this thing, but you're like it's close enough to what you're trying to say. It's a sign of humility. It's like I don't know all the answers, but I'm trying to communicate regardless. And I think that's a valid reason to use a word. And also, it has other meanings too. Like it's like I forget what
form
the
of
other
enjoyment.
reason. It's what
A form of enjoyment, I guess.
like. Yeah, you like something. Yeah, that's the other main meaning, I guess.
But you are making the argument or making a case of what we're saying, lowbrow intellectuality, because you're making a good case of using the word like in an intellectual format, but it's lowbrowed.
Yeah. In 100 years, the Shakespeare of our times, who we don't know who it is yet, they haven't born yet, will be peppered with likes. Shall I compare like thee to like a summer rose like? Damn near.
And then the sentence with babe.
Yeah. Well, maybe if they're feeling romantic. Anyway, I guess this is our extended Midwestern sign off.
Yeah.
But thank you again for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, that was good.
I hope you
That was
guys got
fun.
a lot of good stuff.
Oh, well, yeah. It's going to be a good one.
Let's do this again.
Definitely.
Hell yeah. Bye. Thanks for
Bye.
watching.
Take care.
Like, subscribe, comment.
Like,
subscribe.
Share.
Let me see those drawings.
Yeah.
Oh fuck. Yeah, let's do that. Let's show the
yeah.
drawings to the camera.
I think this is me.
I would think so too.
Is this you?
That's me.
Oh,
We gotta hold it up to this camera. Hold each one up to the camera.
Oh,
These are Oscar's
these are
drawings
really
that he was
good.
busy on all episode.
I like this one.
Uncanny resemblance.
There's more.
Can't tell if that's Berto or Jesus.
This one.
Nice. Got that profile view
This
down.
one's your best one. I like this one. Right?
That's a good one.
It's like,
I like how
why
dark
did-
the eyes
why did
got.
the still life thing. Oh,
You must have used a lot of ink out of that pen. Is that pen dead yet?
No, it's not that.
no, this one's really good, dude.
Fuck yeah. This is like the end of the Kill Tony podcast. They have an artist drawing the episode. Have you ever seen the Kill Tony podcast? It's good. Stand-up
Dude,
comedy.
how many did you do?
I don't see enough of me, so we're going to have to...
No, you're in the next page. This one's pretty good, too.
These are great. How did you get that view of Berto's face if he was left of you?
I think this is you.
Nice.
Are you happy with that?
I like my extra dark mustache.
Were you angry in this one?
Yes.
How many more?
I think that's the last one.
That's pretty good.
Ooh, yeah, nice. Picasso
Good job,
is jealous.
Man. This was pretty good.
Armin Carr drawings.
Do
You got to put all of these up on Armin Carr
you
as
need
a
to sign
promotion.
these and give it to me.
All right, I'm turning it off.
Okay,
Bye.
ciao.